Listen carefully. The mob runs on fear and money, but they're not equal. Violence gets you respect today. Money gets you power forever. Aniello Dellacroce, Neil, Gambino family underboss for 20 years. Before that, Carlo Gambino's personal enforcer for 15. Neil understood something most muscle never learns. The enforcer is a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. You don't destroy assets, you recalibrate them.
Brooklyn Docks, 1962. A union steward decided he didn't need to kick up his percentage. Thought Carlo Gambino wouldn't notice $5,000 missing from the weekly envelope. Neil was sent to correct the misunderstanding, not to kill, to educate. That's the enforcer's precision. 3 broken ribs, fractured jaw, dislocated shoulder, surgical precision, no wasted blows, no emotion, just calibrated force. The beating lasted 4 minutes, controlled, measured. Then Neil washed his hands and went to breakfast.
4 hours later, the steward was in Kings County Hospital. 6 weeks later, he was back on the docks, paying double percentage for 12 months as penalty. That's enforcement economics, son. Every fracture served the bottom line: authorization, strategy, economic return on violence invested. That's what separates professionals from thugs. He'd break your ribs, then sit down for eggs over easy, black coffee, newspaper, like he'd just finished morning paperwork.
That's the enforcer's discipline. Compartmentalization. The work stays in the work. You don't bring it home. You don't let it consume you. You don't become the violence. Neil understood what most enforcers never learn. You're not the violence. You deliver the violence. There's a difference. But here's the difference between Neil and the EARNER's son. Neil generated respect through fear. The EARNERs, they generated dependency through value. Sidney Korshak, the most powerful man you've never heard of. Labor consultant, that's what his business card said. What it didn't say, he controlled every major union in America. Teamsters, longshoremen, hotel workers, studio employees. Without Korshak's approval, nothing moved. Hollywood studio wants to shoot a film, they call Korshak. Vegas casino needs staff, they call Korshak. Construction project in Chicago, they call Korshak first. Because Korshak didn't break bones. He didn't need to. He broke budgets. He broke schedules. He broke entire companies with a single phone call. Union strike. That's all it took. 3 words. Production stops. Millions lost per day. Studios, casinos, construction firms. They paid Korshak's consulting fees, not because they feared him, because they needed him. That's the EARNER's power, son. He doesn't make you obey, he makes you depend. Neil could break your jaw, Korshak could break your business. Here's the brutal economics, son. Any soldier can become an enforcer. Give him a bat, point him at a target. But creating an EARNER, that takes vision, intelligence, connections, systems. When an enforcer gets arrested, the boss shrugs. Plenty of soldiers can break bones. But when an EARNER gets arrested, panic. Because that man holds the keys to the vault, the offshore accounts, the union connections, the political contacts, the money flow.
Jimmy Hoffa, president of the Teamsters Union,
1.5 million members, truck drivers, warehouse workers, delivery men. Every product moved in America, Hoffa controlled it. Grocery stores, gas stations, factories, all dependent on trucks. Hoffa says strike, the country stops. Not a single punch thrown, not a single bone broken. That's the EARNER's weapon, son. Not violence, leverage. Hoffa didn't threaten grocery chains. He just controlled every truck delivering their products. 3 days into Hoffa's strike, grocery stores running empty, gas stations with no fuel, factories shutting production lines, millions lost per hour. Corporations didn't call enforcers. They called Hoffa, negotiated, paid consulting fees. Union wages increased. Strike ended. Trucks rolled. Money flowed. That's the art of the EARNER, son. He doesn't take money by force. He creates situations where paying him becomes cheaper than not paying him.
Murray Humphreys, the Camel, Chicago outfit. He never broke a bone in his life. Didn't need to. He broke wills through conversation. Humphreys specialized in politicians, judges, police chiefs, union bosses. He'd sit down for dinner, order wine, discuss opera, mention a problem casually. Never a threat, never a raised voice, just suggestions, recommendations, observations about careers, families, reputations. And somehow, by dessert, the problem was solved. 2 weeks later, charges dismissed, technicality, procedural error. The prosecutor couldn't understand it, but Humphreys did. The judge understood perfectly. That's the EARNER superiority, son. The enforcer leaves bodies. Bodies create investigations. Investigations create problems. The EARNER leaves favors. Favors create loyalty. Loyalty creates protection. Humphreys corrupted the system so elegantly, the system didn't realize it was corrupted. While enforcers were breaking jaws in alleys, Humphreys was drinking Barolo with the men who decided which jaws would be prosecuted.
Now, here's the lesson that separates legends from footnotes, son. Johnny Torrio. You've never heard of him. That's exactly the point. Torrio built the Chicago outfit, not Capone. Capone was the enforcer, the face, the muscle. Torrio was the architect, the earner, the brain. 1925, Torrio got shot, survived, then did something no boss had ever done. He retired, handed the entire organization to Capone, walked away. 73 days in jail for weapons possession, then walked out. No revenge, no retaliation, no war, just retirement, because Torrio understood what Capone never would. Violence has diminishing returns, son. The more you use it, the more attention you attract. The more attention, the more heat. The more heat, the shorter your career. Capone became the face of Chicago. Headlines, newsreels, fame. He died at 48, brain destroyed by syphilis, incontinent, demented. Torrio lived to 75, died in bed, surrounded by family, never spent a day in federal prison. That's the ultimate lesson, son. The enforcer thinks short-term. Break bones today, collect money tomorrow. The earner thinks long-term. Build systems today, retire wealthy tomorrow. Torrio's funeral? 20 people, family. No FBI agents taking photos, no newspaper headlines, no investigations. It disappeared into history.
That's the earner's victory. Capone's funeral, 300 people, FBI agents photographing everyone, newspaper helicopters, his entire life documented, catalogued, investigated. Fame is expensive, son. Here's what most soldiers never understand. The enforcer generates fear, but fear evaporates when you're arrested, crippled, or dead. The earner generates dependency, and dependency survives everything. Even when the earner is gone, the systems he built keep running. Hoffa disappeared in 1975, presumed dead, but the Teamsters still controlled, still generating, still paying tribute. The system survived the man.
That's the earner's immortality, son. He doesn't build a reputation, he builds infrastructure. Infrastructure outlives everyone. The enforcer's retirement, crippled hands, broken spine, titanium hips, decades of violence destroying the body. You can't break bones without breaking yourself. The earner's retirement, golf in Palm Springs, grandchildren in private schools, investments generating passive income, body intact, mind sharp, bank account growing. That's the economic reality most soldiers ignore. The enforcer trades his body for a paycheck. The earner trades his mind for a percentage. When the enforcer retires, he gets a pension, maybe, if the family remembers, if they're feeling generous. $800 a month barely covers rent. When the earner retires, he collects royalties, percentage of every union contract, every construction project, every shipping route, offshore accounts generating interest, 10, 20, 50,000 a month, passive income. That's the difference between owning the bet and owning the business, son.
The enforcer's legacy. His son works construction, maybe owns a bar, lives check to check. No inheritance, no trust fund, no connections that matter. The earner's legacy. His grandson goes to Wharton, works at Goldman Sachs, marries into legitimate wealth. The family name whitewashed within 2 generations. That's the ultimate truth, son. The enforcer generates revenue. The earner generates wealth. Revenue pays bills. Wealth builds dynasties. So here's the question you need to answer. What are you building? Fear or value? A reputation that dies with you, or a system that survives you? The enforcer is necessary. Every organization needs muscle, discipline, enforcement. But understand this clearly. The enforcer serves the family. The earner becomes the family. One is a soldier, the other is a dynasty.
So, which path would you take, son? Drop a comment. I choose value over fear. Let me know you understood the lesson. Hit like, turn on notifications, because next time we talk about the capo, the man who commands without being boss, the fist of the family. Until next time, honor the code, son. Omertà.